younger brother Ben and little Mo from next door are all going to Mousy Boot Park. Ben has got his pocket money and he's going to buy ice cream for them all. What a surprise! There's an old balloon man at the park today, and he's selling his last 3 balloons for the exact amount of money that Ben has in his pocket.
Ooh, I'll have all of those, please,
says Ben.
After all, who needs ice cream when we can all have our very own balloon?
Meanwhile, little Mo had run ahead of Jingle and Ben to the slide and had already got Boot the mouse in her own little hands. She kissed him on his small dry nose and put him back to bed in his big old leather boot at the top of the tower. It was a sunny but noisy day. The dogs from the doggery were barking nervously, and the cats from the cattery were shrieking like bagpipes. The children decided to make a train, with little Mo in the front, Jingle at the back, and Ben squished in the middle. Off they go! Way! Suddenly, Boot the mouse leapt from the open door of the tower and landed right in little Mo's lap. Just then, with a great flash of light and to the sound of wailing bagpipes, boom! Boot grew bigger and bigger until they all tumbled off the bottom of the slide and onto the now very purple grass.
Where are we?
Asked Jingle, looking at Boot.
And what on earth happened to you, Boot?
As for little Mo, well, little Mo just shrieked loudly.
Oh, goody! How wonderful! Purple grass and carrot trees! And where are my balloons?
Said Ben, scratching his head.
Welcome to the land of purple. Help yourself to carrots and follow me, because we are off to find a dragon. Oh, and Ben, your balloons are over here.
Said Boot.
Yes, we're all here, Ben. Your wee ninny you.
Said Porridge the cat. Miraculously, the 3 balloons had changed into Porridge the cat, Nervous the dog, and Benny the bunny, who looked rather funny.
I'm here to open the doors for ye.
I'm here to get you in.
And I wish I wasn't here at all.
Quivered Nervous the dog.
It's all very, very dangerous. It's silly to be here, really. Oh, dear.
Oh, don't mind Nervous.
Said Benny.
He has a nose for sniffing out trouble, you see. He's here to warn us of any danger. As for me, well, I'm here to protect you, especially from pirates, and also to make sure that we all leave on time.
Soon they arrived at an old wooden drawbridge, and before them loomed a big broken-down old castle, and from the only tower left standing, they could hear the sound of an awful and mournful wailing.
Oh, it's no good. Oh, it's no good at all. I'm so alone. Oh, poor me. Oh, poor me. I'm so very, very lonely.
It seemed they had found the dragon, and he was crying most pitifully. At the top of the stairs, and looming over them, was large green dragon, covered in orange spots and wearing an old brown saddle on its back. Suddenly, Benny touched little Mo with one of his ears, and Mo's little walker wings that her nanny used to keep her from running into the road began to flap and lift her off the ground. With a few flaps of her wings, Mo was soon holding the big snout of the dragon and staring lovingly into his sad old eyes.
Lonely,
She said, for that was obviously his name.
I will be your friend.
And I shall call you Mighty.
Said the dragon, for that was obviously what she was.
And you shall ride on my back.
I smell trouble,
Said Nervous, and sure enough, over the hill, a tribe of angry purple pirates, all armed with pitchforks and fire, were coming to get them.
It's time to go.
Mo sat in the saddle on the back of Lonely the Dragon, with Ben squished in between Mo and Jingle, whilst Boot the Mouse, Benny, Nervous and Porridge all hung like a long line of balloons whilst holding on to the dragon's tail. They arrived at the stone archway on the far edge of the castle's grounds, and before they could speak, Porridge quickly played his pipes and the ground opened up beneath them. Lonely the Dragon called after them as they slipped down the hole.
Just call out my name, Mighty Mo, and I will be there.
They landed with a bump at the bottom of the slide in Mousy Boot Park. Boot, the little mouse, squeaked 3 times and scurried away. And Ben noticed that the balloons on the ground had all popped. Meanwhile, the dogs in the doggery barked in relief, and the cats in the cattery all squealed with delight. No one said a word until Jingle shouted,
To the lookout!
Then they all ran back to Mighty Mo's bedroom, which overlooked Mousy Boot Park.
What are you doing back so soon?
Asked Mo's grandad as they burst through the door.
You've only just gone out.
In the lookout, they all agreed that the hot sun and the slippery slide had caused them to bump their heads together and imagine the whole thing. That is, until Mo flipped her little wings and flew up to the top shelf to get the chocolate milk her nanny had left there the night before.
Gulp. Gulp.
Said Ben.
Gulp indeed.
Said Jingle.
Glue, glue.
And yummy!
Said Mighty Mo after she chugged down the chocolate milk and rubbed her fat little tummy.